It doesn't always have to be about how loud you're being, it's about how different you're being, which we sent a fake hamster in the post to people.
Yeah.
I think we got 6 meetings from the 30, which you wouldn't do if you sent out email.
Welcome to Beer with Bourne, and this edition is with a lovely, lovely guy, Ashley from Wallbreaker Productions. Ashley, cheers.
Welcome
to Beer with Bourne.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming today. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we just thought we'd have a little chat.
Yeah, I've been really excited about it.
Excellent. Well, we're a bit nervous. Calling down the camera there. We've been a bit nervous because obviously we've used yourself as Wallbreaker Productions on some really cool projects, and you are the camera guy and the film production company, and we are now filming you. And we're slightly worried that you're analysing our lighting setup and our camera kit, but hey, I'm sure I'm sure it won't be that bad.
No, you're all good. I was saying earlier, like, I don't film anything anymore. Like, I'm just come up with ideas to get the crew in. So
you are actually, yeah, which leads me perfectly into the how do you come up with these great concepts for companies to then start off the film project?
It's really interesting. I really enjoy the challenge of meeting technical and complex businesses, because they sell a product or service that is very complicated.
Yeah.
And they often focus on the features and the benefits, not the actual difference that product or service makes to the person's life who's buying it, which I'm sure you're aware with what you do.
Absolutely, yeah.
And whether it's saving them time, money, energy, could transform someone's life. So if you can find a relatable situation, add some humor, whether it's a visual metaphor, it's going to hook people more online.
Yeah.
And I thrive on the challenge of, if it's fire safety, agricultural parts, things that are important but not necessarily interesting, making them important and interesting is an art, and really fun when you actually deliver the result for the client.
Sure. I'm going to jump back one now, because so tell me a little bit about how you started Wallbreaker, and what was that all, obviously a very exciting time for you, and then how that might differ to what Wallbreaker and you do now.
Sure. So we set it up 12 years ago, and I think we've probably known you for as long as we've been going.
I think we have, yeah. I think you were not long out of university, and somebody said to me, I've seen that cool guy. And I think he did a piece for a construction firm, and it may have been small figures and mini trucks and such like, and it was very cool.
Yeah, we used Lego to tell the story instead of filming people in hard hats and high-vis jackets looking at buildings, so which no one wants to see.
So it was an exciting journey for you to get going and get off the ground. Quite shortly after you worked on a project with us, I thought it was, then was the Trinity Mirror Group, of course it was, wasn't it? And they own Fish for Jobs, which is a recruitment type job-seeking website.
Oh, it's still called that?
Do you know, I think it's still around.
Oh, cool.
I do think it's still around.
Been a while.
And we'd done a full campaign with the billboards and the whole illustration and the whole conceptual, and came up with the fish face. And then the marketing team at their end, the marketing director, asked us to start getting involved in filming, and we were a bit timid. It wasn't our skill set, so we brought you in. Yeah. And you helped us storyboard the concept, which obviously was very successful. And I'm right remembering, Ashley, it went out on some kind of digital adverts.
I think it might have been Sky AdSmart.
Sky AdSmart.
It was the first TV advert we ever did, actually.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, it went very well. We got great feedback from the client, didn't we?
We did.
So that was good. And we've worked with you guys since.
Yeah, well, you're a pleasure to work with. Yeah.
And yourself, Ash.
But you're not just sort of giving us work you're enjoyable to work with, and that's more important than the financial reward.
The whole business world, we love working with people that we enjoy working with. It makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
It does, because there are a lot of people that aren't so enjoyable to work with sometimes.
There can be difficult people. They can be. So how do you start that sort of creative, well, you've mentioned how you start the creative process, but do you still do the storyboarding and show people the storyboarding?
Yeah, and there's a bit of a love and hate relationship with AI at the moment.
Yes.
I try not to use it too much, especially in the creative process, because I do enjoy using my creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I have found is that lately I am able to, when I'm coming up with a really abstract idea for a client, I've lost work before because I've tried to write it or draw it really badly. And they've just not got it. Whereas sometimes now I am using it to create some very rough frames so that they can actually see it, because I think people can see it based off what I'm saying, but they can't.
Yeah, I think we forget we're in creative. I think sometimes we forget that people can't visualize sometimes. Not everybody can. No. That's absolutely fine. And you do need to show them. It's sometimes we'll put a bit of visual creative in front of them, even though it's not being asked for, to go, this is what we mean.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it, I get it. Sure. And it is that little snippet.
Yeah. Are there like mood boards that you create? Or what?
Correct.
Like?
Yeah, it could be a mood board. It could be a really basic graphic, but just shows you how we explain. Look, this is the visual that will go with the message. And they go, I get it now.
It's true. Yeah. Sometimes though, I have then, it's not worked the other way around, because I might give a sample script. Because if I'm pitching for work, I'm going to give them an idea of what it is. Yes. I'm not actually going to create the script because they need to pay me
absolutely
to do it. But then sometimes, even if you say to the client, this is just a sample, even if you put a disclaimer, they're like, we didn't like that.
Yes. and that's happened to us. And I think it will continue to, because sometimes people, like you say, this is not graphic design visual, this is purely a flavour of, and they still, but I didn't like it. Yeah, but that, I did explain that, but sometimes
they pick the word or the colour of something. Yeah. But I think what I've learned is that if I'm pitching in person, I can much easier communicate that. Can. So my rule is that I will do it if it's an in-person pitch or on a call. But if I'm sending a proposal, I don't include it now.
Great advice for anybody, actually, listening. We very reluctantly ever send designs because they will read into them what they will read into them. If you sit and explain why on a particular branding you've used a colour or a shape or a form or a font, it makes so much more sense. We've done this because, and sometimes you can put a block of copy in with explaining, but A, they might not read it, and B, it might not come across as you want. And also, I'm a big believer, and I think you're the same, Ash. If you sat with somebody, you can see the whites of their eyes, you can read the body language, and you can pick up on small things, and then reinforce what you mean. And I think that's a massive thing with anything creative.
It's true, because written or even images without the explanation, like art and everything, it's subjective. So
completely. You read into it what you read into it, don't you?
You do.
You do. So how's the business now? How is the business changed from when you first started?
So it's changed quite a lot, to be fair, Sean. When we started out, it was just making videos for local clients for a few £100.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed making something that they were excited about when they saw it. They were proud of it.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the challenge of people come with what they want, and then you sell them
try
that
and implement it. Yeah.
But also then trying what they need is different sometimes.
Yeah.
From what they want. So when we would create the videos and then sort of being surprised at the approach we've taken, but they've enjoyed it or it's got results, that's always stayed true. But the sort of size of the clients we're working with now, spread across the country, sometimes internationally, not very often. But I think being fresh out of uni, it was hard to convince some clients about doing something a bit different. Now that I've got a portfolio, if someone doesn't like my style, then they'll find a video agency they want to work with, and that's fine, because we'll both enjoy it. So it's changed a lot now.
I mean, I can remember being on site with you near Burton-on-Trent, no mentioning no business names, and it wasn't the most exciting product, but you guys on site were brilliant, and we made roof tiles quite interesting that day.
Yeah, and you can.
And you can. It's amazing what you can do with quite basic, simple product.
I was done it for warranty admin before as well, actually.
Really?
Yeah, which you wouldn't think you'd be able to do.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
Excellent. No, so what's a particular project that you're proud of?
I think it's actually one that we filmed for ourselves, not for a client.
Oh, okay.
I think we all sometimes get a bit guilty of, if we don't have the time to work on assumptions, and a lot of my clients do. We think we know our audience after a long time, and we do, but if you haven't sat down with them for a while and actually asked some questions and really dug into their pain points, not just in their business but in their life, you don't understand them, and you don't understand how to talk to them emotionally. So we sat down with some of our, I think 20 of our customers, and we asked them a set of questions about what it's like to do their job that they do. And prime target audience is marketing managers. And the same phrases kept coming up over time. So it was, I feel overstretched, I feel really overwhelmed, and that they're wearing too many hats. So when we heard that being used again and again, we thought, why don't we actually turn that into a visual metaphor and show a marketing person?
I can remember seeing it, actually. It was cool.
It was cool. We filmed them wearing a stack of hats, like a mockumentary, and That campaign over 18 months made over £135,000 for our business.
Amazing.
It cost about $5,000 to make it.
Yes.
And then the ad spend was a bit higher than that. So I'd probably say 15 grand, but it's a great return on investment for such a small company.
Absolutely is. And I know over the years, you've done some really quite cool marketing tricks for your business. And I know sometimes people are a little bit timid of that risky kind of strategy, but unless you're prepared to take a few risks, I sometimes don't think it pays off.
It doesn't, no.
There's so much noise out there.
Yeah.
You've got to do something different. I can remember a little wind-up kind of fluffy toy type thing going out in boxes that you guys did, which I thought was a really clever piece of work, actually.
Thank you.
And I know that was, I think from memory, that was quite successful for you.
Yeah, it was around a similar return on investment to the Too Many Hats one. But I think I probably got a bit of inspiration from you for that, if I'm being honest, though, because you used to send weird things in the post to people. And I think, have you got any stories of how you've done that?
We once approached Speedo Swimwear.
That's it.
With I always say this, and then I clarify after. We approached them with body parts, which genuinely, I mean, it was a mannequin that we pulled apart.
Yeah, PC body parts.
What sparked it was, I was buying swimming kit for my kids at school at the time with Jane, and we were in, I don't know, Sports Direct or something, buying goggles and trunks and stuff. And I noticed how bad the point of sale design was for Speedo. And I think somebody in the studio said, oh, wouldn't it be great to work with a sportswear company? And so I had this idea. Jane was at the till, and I picked up loads of gear and took it to him. Rubber cap, goggles, armbands, flippers, trunks, the whole bit. Went home, ordered a mannequin online, pulled it all apart, and then came up with this stupid idea of delivering. We knew the lady's name, Katie, and delivering in the arm with the armband on. And I glued my business card to the finger and going, I'd like to hand my card to you. And then the head went in with goggles and the rubber cap on, and we put a message on, I'd like to have a face-to-face meeting. I think the receptionist thought I was nuts. Well, because first drop went in Monday, second drop went in Wednesday, and then we got a message then a few days after going from Katie, stop whatever you're doing, because it's freaking me out. I'm abroad and I'm getting messages from my work colleagues, and there's body parts on my desk, and I will see you, but stop. But it's something to make you stand out.
It is, yeah. And it really works. It doesn't always have to be about how loud you're being, it's about how different you're being.
And she said, the nice thing was she stuck to her word and invited us in when she got back the month after and said, I get so much from agencies, but I've never had an approach like that. So if you can do that, what else can you do?
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that was great, and it went very well.
Yeah, we from our approach, we sent a fake hamster in the post to people.
Yes.
Yeah, it was only to about 30 people, but it was a cardboard box that was branded to look like a wooden crate.
It was, yeah, I remember it. It was really clever.
It was awesome, and there was a motorised ball inside, so it actually moved when it arrived. Yeah. And I think we got 6 meetings from the 30, which you wouldn't do if you sent out emails.
You wouldn't.
And then 3 of them became clients, and I've spent over £100,000 with us.
I think that is an incredibly good strike rate for a piece of DM.
It's great, yeah.
Because you work on percentages on DM, but that's not direct mail. That is something much more. That's a direct approach, really innovative, really clever. So so moving forwards now as a business, then. So what situation are you in now as a business? What's the current trend in film?
Sure.
Quite a big and difficult and open question that. Let me narrow that down a little bit. So Ashley, where's Wallbreaker Productions going now? What's the next thing?
So I think I've realised over the 12 years that I put so much work into just coming up with the creative for video.
Yeah.
I look into the audience psychology. I like to segment my customers' audiences as much as possible and speak to those segments. Look at the buyer journey. Which part of the journey are they seeing this particular piece of content?
Yes.
And I've realised that I do all this groundwork just making video content, whereas it can be applied to any communications content campaigns. So my plan now is to launch a creative strategy company, which is more of a consultancy, really.
Yeah.
It's still in its infancy. I haven't really called it anything.
Okay.
It might be Wallbreaker, it might not, it might just be me. And I want to go and help businesses in these dry, boring sectors to stand out.
Yeah. We handle quite a few what we call the dirty industries, so engineering, construction, etc., etc. It might not be the sexiest, most innovative product, but there's a massive need for it.
Yeah.
And I think that is where a lot of those companies sit. They know they need help. They're not 100% sure how to, firstly engage with somebody. Do I talk to a creative agency for the design side, or do I look at strategy, et cetera, et cetera? So I think that, I can see that sector sort of lapping that up and actually taking that on board.
I hope so. I think I've already seen a big interest in it at the moment. I've got a few pitches next week, which I'm excited about.
Excellent.
And it's not sexy like you say, but it is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, plasterboards not, but we've launched quite a few plasterboards over the years, and you highlight on the technical and the speed and the, that whole sort of architects want this, specifiers want this, main contractors want that, jobbing builders want something else. So you just have to highlight that sort of product to those different audiences, don't you?
You do.
And I think you'll agree, Ashley, a lot of businesses sit there and broadcast messages that they think are correct because that's what they've always done.
Yep.
But actually, if they sat and thought, well, what do my target audience want to know? An audience has a problem, they need a solution. If you can tell them you've got that solution, it's answering the questions already.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
We have a client that help fibre engineers install fibre cables quicker.
Oh, excellent.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And when they came to us, they were, they understood how to communicate that because it's important. That's a pain point. We could make it quicker for you.
Yeah.
But we added an emotional element onto it. You will get it done quicker, so we can go home and see our kids. So we can go home.
Yeah.
So we add to it like that. Yeah. And I think it's really important. And these companies don't always see that emotional step.
Yeah.
They'll talk about money, time, energy that they're saving, but they don't then say what's the positive consequence of that, and what's the positive outcome, which you probably do with your clients.
I mean, I saw a great campaign once by a road repair type company, large, national, and I think we've all probably seen them, where you drive into a roadworks type environment and there's notification, and there might be a small child on it saying, I want my daddy to come home after work, please drive carefully. Because that is an immediate stops you. It doesn't, it's not warning men at work. People just completely ignore it. But that emotional trigger makes you go, oh God, slow down.
Exactly.
And that's the way to go.
Yeah, that's what cuts through, not the noise.
Absolutely. You're correct. It's not the noise, it's that human connection.
Exactly.
And I think that's where clever marketing works. Human connection, loyalty, emotional purchase. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
So how has your industry, do you think, changed in the last 12 years? I mean, because it must have done by now.
Yeah, it feels like it's changed a lot in the last few years. Yeah, or at least 12 years, but definitely. When we started out, we were making quite corporate videos for companies. Yeah. And no one seems to want a corporate video anymore, which is a good thing, to be fair, because we always made them a bit fun, but we used to get calls, we want a 2-3 minute video explaining this, this and this. I think audiences have changed.
Yeah.
Long form content is still needed.
Yes.
But I think gone are the days of we need a 2-minute corporate video that explains what we do.
Yeah.
Because they know that doesn't really interest the audience. It's more about what you can do for them. And then obviously with changes with AI at the moment, that's changing a lot of things. I think it's really going to help some productions because you're going to be able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do on a budget that you had before. Yeah. But I am worried about if everything's being made with AI, we're losing our, human creativity, our connection,
Yeah, and what is real?
Yeah.
There's so much stuff nowadays, and you go, actually, is that even real? But people say to me, actually, all the time, AI, will it start doing creative design? And
have you seen that?
Well, there's little bits, but we can spot it a mile off, and if we can see it, the audience can see it.
Yeah.
There are companies out there that don't really think that deep, and they go, I just want that creating, that'll do, it's fine. Yeah. I just think it loses the business authenticity. I just think they're watering down their brand. There is I won't mention any names because I don't want any trouble, but there is a well-known fun entertainment park, let's say, rides and such like, big national one, who I've just rebranded, and it's been done with AI. It's all over LinkedIn, and there's lots of creatives jumping on it going, this is obviously AI. It is. Yeah. It is. But I can't believe that organisation, as big as it is, has not sat and thought how they're going to use that as a logo, because it's not a logo. It's an illustrative piece of work with loads of detail on it. So that's never going to be embroidered on a shirt, shrunk down to fit on a small piece of item. You know, how and why they've done that with AI, I've no clue.
Yeah.
It seems a shame.
Yeah, it is really. Yeah.
And you know, maybe they're not worried about the creative process anymore. They just want the solution, and that fits what they're wanting to do with it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a shame.
It is. It almost like dehumanizes your brand if it's obviously AI.
Yeah, it's obviously AI, and it does it. And actually, that is the kind of brand that should and want emotional attachment.
It's true.
Because it's aiming at families. Yeah. And families these days switch off from brands that are not authentic. So it's a massive shame. It's a massive shame.
Do you think there might be, it's a bit off topic or off the wall, but I fear with content that's being made with AI, not just promotionally, but the stuff you see on Facebook. I'm a huge fan of the history of the Titanic, and I see AI videos about it, and I just know they're not real because I've seen the footage and stuff.
Yes.
Do you think there's going to just be eventually this complete mistrust of what we're seeing on the internet in all walks? And there might even be, this might be too far, but a rejection of the internet, like people going and being like, you know what, I just want to live remotely.
Do you know what, Ashley? I completely agree. I totally think you're right. Carly was nodding over there as well. I can see Carly out of the corner of my eye nodding. To the extent where Jane, my wife, is on Facebook quite a bit. And she said to me the other day, do you think that's real? And I was like, no, obviously not. And she's like, you just can't trust anything these days, can you? I think there's going to be it's almost like we're going down the route of the movies that you see in the future, where what can you believe? You can't believe anything.
You can't. It's hard.
And how is that going to mess with kids' heads? That they're watching things on a phone. They might think it's real, but actually it's not. It's almost like a form of control of the population.
Well, you could influence voting decisions, which then changes the trajectory of where we're going.
I can't remember his name. He's on GMTV, and he comes in. He's a finance guy. He's a very clever chap, and he's apparently the most faked guy on the internet, because he never sells anything online, and I trust he doesn't. You know, you can tell he doesn't. But there's these spoof things going out and going, buy this insurance and do this and do that, and he is the most superimposed, I don't even know the right terminology, edited guy.
Wow.
So you can't believe anything.
You can't, that's the thing. I think if people are feeling that they're wanting to cut back from what they see online because they're feeling that, I've seen people lately create these bags that they take around with them instead of their phone. So inside there's a Walkman if they want to listen to music, there's a calculator, there's a notepad, there might be a digital camera, and there might be like a Nokia 3310, so there's no social media on there. You've got everything you need like you would have done before smartphones were here. And they're becoming quite popular. Like you can research them online and how to put them together.
Turn the clock back 5 years, I was probably glued to my phone a lot more than I am now. At sort of 5:30, the phone gets put in the kitchen and I'm in the lounge. My wife's a nightmare. She's turned into a teenager. Absolutely drives me insane. Halfway through a film, some clip will come on and I'm like, are you watching the film or what? Sorry, she puts it down for 2 minutes. She's addicted to it. She probably won't like me for saying that, but she is addicted to it, more than the kids. But I just think now we've gone there, haven't we?
We have.
And now I think there's going to be, it's a bit like, I know it's going a bit off piece, but photography. We're all into photography, all three of us. And I started as film. I'm sure you guys did. Now it went digital. I was that guy when Kodak walked in. I was in a professional studio at the time, and Kodak walked in and said, "This is a digital camera." I genuinely laughed and went, "Never catch on." I am that guy.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But now you can walk into the camera shop just around the corner, London Camera Exchange, and buy film. I love it. It's great. Ilford, Kodak.
Polaroid ones as well.
The whole bit, Polaroid ones. The kids think they're cool. Look at that. A piece of paper comes out. Amazing. So, I think we do it with most things, don't we? We go to the nth degree and then we come back. Probably AI. We're on that precipice where it's at its max. I say max, it's probably still going, but there will be a dip.
It's like a pendulum, people call it, isn't it? With fashion, with everything it happens.
I mean, I was the guy wearing Adidas trainers 30 years ago, and apparently I'm cool and trendy now.
There you go.
Keep it for long enough. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Ashley, and we'll just there's a couple more bits I just wanted to sort of ask you. And so you're based over in Lincoln, but you work nationally, don't you?
That's right.
And a bit of international, because I do follow you on LinkedIn. And yeah, I do like your posts. So what's the sort of furthest afield that you've been to film?
We filmed some documentaries in China.
Did you?
That was cool, yeah.
Is that recently?
No, that was like fresh out of uni pretty much.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's
very
cool.
That's probably as far. But then we've done stuff in the Netherlands, Turkey, all sorts, Spain, but after Brexit, less and less. But
do you know, Brexit did cause issues for us with direct mail, believe it or not.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Around the world for clients.
Yeah, but you work internationally as well, then, don't you?
We do, yeah. I suppose, we've got 3 quite large international clients, but we tend to work with a British base.
Right.
But then look after them either in Europe, etc., etc.
Okay.
But saying that, we work with one particular company that are worldwide, and we operate with them worldwide. And that was the one that we had a problem with getting pieces of direct mail out. Since Brexit, it was strange. I didn't understand. We checked everything beforehand. But we were getting invoices from from countries saying, we've got your direct mail, we've destroyed it, and here's a bill for the destroying of it. Please pay within 24 hours. And you're like, what the hell is this all about?
Well, they chose to destroy it, so why are they charging you that? That's crazy.
It's weird, it's very unusual, and it was a clever piece of technology. But some countries just wouldn't allow it through the door, and then they destroy it, and then they invoice for you for it. So that's a lesson learned that, again, I won't repeat.
Yes.
But at the time was very frustrating for us and the client. But there you go. So what's the next potential project for you guys? Are you allowed to say that?
I think at the moment I am trying. It'll be with my consultancy offer, not with Wallbreaker, working with a tech brand who they sell an online platform. So it's quite hard sometimes to sell online platforms because it's all digital.
Yeah.
But I've come up with some really exciting concepts that, again, just hook onto the emotional pain points that their users have, and come up with some quite unusual metaphors. One involves them becoming a skeleton in their chair over a period of time, and all sorts of weird things. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. Hopefully it's not too off the wall for them. But how about you? Is there anything exciting you're working on?
Well, we were on a very exciting project at the moment. Everything's gone to production, and it's an F1 themed 2-day conference.
Awesome.
Several large companies coming together to form one new team. So it's all about working together as a team for high performance, etc. The products are high performance, the team's high performance. So we thought that was very well suited. We've even got a Formula One car being taken to bits and dragged into a conference room, etc. So they can sit in it and feel a bit of an experience. So that's very exciting. A lovely piece of work for a company that deliver creative and arts and crafts and imagine an old-fashioned library on wheels that used to go out to the sticks, but it's that, but they're bringing art and culture to a particular region of Britain. So that's a lovely piece of work, great team. But yeah, we've a few pieces on at the moment, which we're quite excited about.
Good.
Some we can't say too much about at the moment, but yeah, I feel like this year might be a decent year.
Good, I'm pleased. I've got a bit of an off-the-wall question to ask you.
Oh, go for it.
There we go.
There we go. Terrifying.
John Cleese, there's a lovely quote from him that I like to use, and he says that nothing kills creativity faster than the fear of being wrong.
Yes.
And when I'm trying to work with or collaborate with people that sometimes are a bit scared to share their ideas because they're worried what you're going to say, it can be quite challenging. Do you ever encounter like that? And do you have any tips or maybe about how to tap into creative thinking a bit more?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, our creative process is literally round the table, coffees, teas, biscuits, donuts, whatever. No idea is a bad idea.
Yep.
So whoever comes into the agency, look, you can say what you want. It might not be great, but it might then get Carly to say something, or Ben, or me, or whoever to say something that then sparks off an idea. Yep. So please don't hold back.
Yep.
Because it might be, now you've said that, I've thought of this. And sometimes it's difficult with clients to get them to do that. Yep. But I think if you, and I have in the past been, I've done this, thrown in a silly idea just to break the ice and go, it's a rubbish idea, and then they feel like, if he's done it, then I can do it. So a little bit of trickery to soften them up and get them involved. But you're right, sometimes it's hard to get clients to join the party.
Yeah, because they're being vulnerable.
Because they're frightened of saying something that I don't want to look silly.
Exactly.
And I genuinely have made myself look a bit silly in front of them. So they go, oh, he's all right. I don't mind saying stuff now. Yeah. So yeah, I've genuinely done that.
That makes sense. I know someone that does something a bit similar to that, where they ask everyone at the beginning of the session, it's quite out there though, to share an embarrassing story about themselves.
Yes.
Because then everyone has broken
You've
that.
got it off the you broke the ice. Yeah. I've been in a similar situation, not quite that question, but what's the silliest thing when you've been drunk that you can remember? Somebody said that and I was like, well, I'd love to tell you, but I genuinely can't remember because I woke up in a doorway. So you can. Yeah. But and I think it's just showing you're vulnerable so they feel comfortable to be vulnerable.
That's it.
And I think that we're all human. And I think showing them you're human works a treat. Exactly. Don't be frightened. Say what you want. I can remember Carly was quite timid when she first started. You won't believe it, would you?
No, not all.
Now, far from timid. But yeah, that's that. You just have to sort of build their confidence by almost knocking yours slightly. Yeah. To get them to feel like, if they're prepared to do it, I'm going to join the party.
Definitely.
And once they've done it once or twice, it's brilliant. They open up and everything's great.
True. I'll share with you actually the Too Many Hats video we created.
Yes.
We actually had that idea 3 years prior.
Okay.
And I had said it out loud to the team, and they actually responded and said, we think that's a bit cringe, which is fine, and we parked it. Yeah. And I was that adamant about it that I brought it up several times over the years because I believed in it, and I'm glad I did. And at the time, I didn't feel bad for bringing it up, but it was a parked one because it was a bad idea. But then, if you give it a good enough case afterwards, people can convince people.
It's a bit like, and Carly will back this up. If we're in a brainstorming session, and I might go, "This is probably a crap idea," but and I say it, and she's nodding. Look, she knows I say it.
She's like, there's loads of
them. She does it. He does it all the time, and they are crap ideas. But you've only got to say 1 out of 5. That's I like that. Yeah. So you just show your vulnerability. We're all humans. Everybody says silly things. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't try and cover them up. Just be honest. Yeah. And I think that's the way forward.
I think so.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ashley.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it, mate.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.